Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Hold on. I feel like we're so close and personal. Hold on. Oh, it's the toilet in the background for me. That's a no-go. Hold on. Whew. Hey guys. What's happening? Welcome to AsLivingProof, the podcast. Okay. I'm gonna stop geeking so much. But just to say that out loud is honestly, it's a tearjerker. No, I'm being so for real. It's a tearjerker because this is something that I've always wanted to do a podcast of some sorts. And I just knew, even in the times before, I knew Christ like I know him now, I always wanted to do like videography is my jam. Podcast, all types of stuff. This is like my cream of the crop. And I knew I wanted to do something like this, but I'm so glad that I'm doing it with God. Like, so glad I'm doing it with God. And there were so many titles for this, but As Living Proof literally sums it all up. It's the perfect title, something that truly was God placed because it is the perfect title. So this is like a mini episode. This is like a mini epi. So what had happened was there is a first episode on the way. I promise you that there is a first episode on the way. But you know what's so beautiful about following Christ is that he will sit you down if you were in the wrong. He will sit you down. And I was sat down. So I had recorded the first episode, but I was not in the right mind space while recording it. I sought God, but I didn't do it with God, and that is not what this whole thing is. That would have set up this podcast for failure, because As Living Proof is literally the testament of my journey, my walk with God. So if anything, I hope that's encouragement to know I am not perfect. I am not perfect, but I have to be obedient and disciplined to when God speaks to me and when God tells me, hey, this is not what we doing. This is not what we doing. So that is that. This is just a little mini epi because I wanted to address the fan base and the following that I already have and will continue to grow with, and just kind of introduce who I am and a little background about me, because I want to start building that like relationship. I want y'all to know me. I want this to be a safe place. I want this to be literally like we're on FaceTime, because that's the format I believe this is supposed to be. So you already seen the introduction, the preview of what As Living Proof is. I'm going to go into that a little bit deeper here, and then I'll tell you about me, little old me. So let's get into this. As Living Proof, like I said, I have always wanted to do some sort of podcast, do some sort of videography. I tried vlogging, I tried doing the exercise stuff. I just was not very consistent. And I knew podcasts, I like to talk. I do. I like to talk, and I love a good camera. So I was like, let's do a podcast. And I'm so grateful and blessed for the walk with Christ that I have, that he, not only gave me the ability to make a podcast, but make a podcast based around him. So As Living Proof, as you know, is a testament to my journey, my walk through Christ. Now, this is not perfect. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to be a how to get to Christ. No, this is not that. I am still very much so imperfect. I still have struggles. I still have fear, doubt, lust. I still go through that each and every day. I'm only 23. Yes. So this is not perfect. I am not perfect, but I think that's the beauty in it all, is that we can grow into what we want it to be. This space is so malleable. It's so new that we can form it together. I can form it with you. I can listen to my audience. I can listen to, my mentors and my friends, and really listen especially to God, about what he wants this platform to be. So in my sight and what he's placed in my heart, this is definitely going to be targeted towards college age. I'm 23, college age individuals. And it's like, again, like a FaceTime. This is just somewhere where we can chat, where I'll have people, I'll have guests. I have a bunch of episodes already planned, so stay tuned for that because there's a lot coming your way. But I already have all this kind of stuff planned out, and I cannot wait to get it started. But yes, it's going to be veered towards college age individuals. We'll be talking about, a lot of mental health issues. I used to be an athlete. I played in college. So navigating being an athlete in college, navigating being on a, predominantly white sport. I don't know why I said white like that. I'm so sorry to those I'm so sorry. I don't know why that came out so harsh. But, just navigating as a Black woman, navigating as a Christian, talking through decisions that I made in a previous life that, almost solidified my walk with somebody else and not with Christ, and just kind of talking and getting through those kind of things. And I would love to hear your feedback, like in the comment section, like what you want to talk about, what you want me to talk about, what questions you have. I have lived a life in 23 years of life. Adriana has been through the ringer. And I know that's a story, and that's the story for a lot of you guys. And I want you to know that you're not alone. And that's what this is here for. You are not alone. A lot of the things, and in my friend groups that we talk about, I'm like, wow, either the last season I was just dealing with that, or currently I'm dealing with that now. We talk about things and don't realize that our peers are going through the same thing. But guess what? We don't have to do it alone. We don't have to do it alone. There is so much strength in community. There's so much strength in unity, and especially knowing that there's strength in even our age group. We don't always have to go to the elders. We don't always have to go to them. Now they're great, obviously, and I still go to my elders, but knowing that you can go to a friend who is going through the same thing and is truly striving to change their life, and especially change their life for Christ, is such a blissful thing. It's so blissful. So, yeah, that's a little background of that. I feel like I just rambled. I'm so sorry. We just be rambling over here. We just be yapping. Just be yapping. But so let's get into who is me? Who is you? Who is you? So, like I said, my name is Adriana Wright. I am a 23-year-old African American woman. Come on, Black excellence. I just graduated, not high school. Lord help me. I just graduated college with a degree in interdisciplinary studies, concentrated in pre-health with a minor in chemistry. That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful, but your girl was educated. She was educated. Love that. I actually went to two different colleges. I played soccer ever since I was 12, and I went on to play soccer in college. This last season that I played before I graduated, I actually had a stellar. Yes, we're tooting our own horn over here. We look, there ain't no bragging. This is blessings. Amen. Ain't no bragging, just blessings. So the last season I had was phenomenal. Phenomenal. I made top of my conference. I was ranked in the NCAA Division One rankings. I currently still have a record set in the NCAA. For my college, I broke so many records. It's not even funny. I broke so many records, and I'm just so blessed I'm literally so blessed. You can go back and watch my interviews. That's all I said. God did that. God really did that. So yeah, enough about that. I'm just giving you this information so I'm very versatile. I literally, in the sports life, I have lived it all. I have lived it all. So yeah, so I played sports around the top of 2024. So when we're, New Year's, that's when I really started to be on fire for God, and I gave my life again. So I grew up in the church. Yeah, let's pause there. Let's backtrack. I grew up in the church. My dad is actually a pastor, so I'm a PK. And some people people just be saying PKs are the worst. I'm not saying I agree, but Adriana lived a life. Thank God for deliverance. Thank God for deliverance. Adriana lived a life. She lived a life. That flesh was fleshing. Boy, that flesh was fleshing. But yeah, so I grew up in the church. My dad's a pastor, so I knew of God, but I didn't know God for myself. And I tried many different times throughout my, growing up to find him for myself, but there was distractions. I was lukewarm. I wasn't fully even reading my Bible. We were skimming them pages and we found something that fit for where we were. But at the top of 2024, in January, I really was like, okay, something's got to give. I had just went through something very, very traumatic, and I was like, something's got to give, God. It's time. So I found the church. Oh, I love my church. That is one thing y'all hear me talk about. I love my church. Love, love, love. God is all up in that. My pastor, God is all up in that. Love my church. So I found my church and I had a supernatural encounter that night. And I said, yep, this is it. Now, by no means was that easy, because as soon as I said that yes, here come here come good old Lucy. Here come good old Lucifer. Temptation, the flesh, nothing wanted to change. Nothing. But I had to be obedient and disciplined. And that's been my word for the year. Those have been my words for 2024. Obedience and discipline. You'll hear me talk about that a lot because that changed the trajectory of my life. So made that decision back in January. Again, knew of God growing up all throughout my life, but didn't know him like I do now. And so all those months still dealing with trials, tribulations, but I'm getting more involved in the church, getting more involved in my word, really learning how to read the Bible and worship, and really learning how to apply it to my life and believe and strengthening my faith, because that's really what Christianity and being a believer and a follower, everyone, you can believe, but you got to follow. You want to be like Christ. And faith is where that lies. And so I was strengthening my faith. I was making sure I was putting myself in places, and it was lonely. It was very lonely. I had to start isolating myself. The things that I used to enjoy, it just never it just started to not sit right with me. Like I was like, nah, I don't want to do that anymore. And so then I just like recently in the past few months, God has placed some incredible, incredible people in my life, which you'll see in the coming episodes. But he's placed some incredible people. Oop, not me trying to cry. Come on now. He's placed some incredible people in my life that are, one, my age, two, on a true journey to God through Christ, with Christ, just in the same, and people who are not ashamed to be who they are and not ashamed to call me out for being somebody I'm not, and holding the word against me and holding me to a higher level and wanting to see me succeed. I love y'all. I love y'all. And they know, oh my gosh, I love them so much. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I have one brother. Hey, Robert. He's married to his wife, and they have a wonderful, beautiful baby girl. I'm a TT. My mom and dad, they're back home, still doing all things great. In fact, I just went and saw them. So yeah, that's me. This is me in a nutshell. I I currently work at a hospital. I feel like I'm giving you all the tea now. I currently work at a hospital. I'm a chemist, and I say chemist. I work in the lab, so it's like central processing, but nobody really knows what that means. So I just be like, I'm a chemist, because it's technically it's in the same thing. But yeah, I plan on attending more college. I love to learn. Plan on attending more college to get my certificate and accreditation as an OR scrub tech. Eventually, and this is a long eventually, I will have to ask the Lord to make a way. Med school. That is still in the works. We're praying about it. We're praying about it, but that is in the works. Um, yeah, that's pretty much me. All just laying it all out there. That's pretty much me. Now, of course, we're gonna learn more about each other as we continue. You're gonna learn that I'm a little look here. I'm a little crazy. I have a lot of energy. Sometimes it can be spastic, especially after the hours of 9 p.m. But that is okay. That is okay. And so yeah, we have a long journey ahead of us. And if you're here right now, or if you're just now watching in the future, because we go ahead and speak to the future audience, because I know you're gonna come back and watch this. We're gonna go ahead and speak to y'all. I love you. I want you to know that I am proud of you. You are meant to be here. God has a purpose for your life. And even if you don't know God, I hope you find him in what I am able to deliver. Yeah, I hope so. So, yeah, so this is, again, a little mini epi. A mini epi. Is that going to be like coined? A mini epi before we get into the meat of this podcast. Again, I had to be obedient and disciplined to the Lord. In fact, I had to stop because he corrupted the video file. The file was corrupted, couldn't even use it. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to sit, listen, be still. That was a word on Sunday. And I'm going to be obedient to what God has for me. Amen. Amen. So let's just spread the love. If you are here now, put in the comments, I am living proof. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Put it in there. Declare right now, I am living proof over whatever situation you have. Put that meaning behind it. I am living proof that you're already victorious. You've already made it out. You've already been redeemed. You've already been redeemed. You've already been forgiven in the eyes of the Lord. So go ahead and make that proclamation now. Decree and declare over yourself, I am living proof. I just love that. Oh, I love that. So now that you know who I am, a little bit about me and what my journey was, and what I didn't say journey because I didn't really go deep dive, but a little bit about me, and you know what this podcast has the potential to hold. I hope and pray that you get encouraged today, that the Lord has already given you the victory. We are better together, and you are not alone. You are not alone. So that's gonna end this first mini epi. I just love saying that. That's gonna end this first mini episode. I really hope that this, you know, starts some conversation. I really hope that this was good for you. I really hope so. I pray so. And I'm gonna always pray over you. I'm praying over this podcast. I'm praying over each and every one of your situations, and allow God to have his way in your life, because he's moving in mine. Oh, he's moving in mine. And my pastor has taught us there is power in proximity, even through the camera lens. There is power. There is power. So I'm just rambling now. I'm going to stop talking because I'm a yapper, certified yapper. I'm going to stop talking now. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. I hope you do. I pray blessings and peace over you and your family and everyone that you hold near and dear to your heart. And I will see you guys in the first episode. In the official obedient first episode. Amen. This is AsLivingProof. Your girl Adriana is out. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Wait, that was so